Here we have a new 2024 Nissan Armada. This one comes in the platinum trim level with 4-wheel drive. Color is brilliant silver. We get the beautiful brown quilted leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 5.6 liter endurance V8 engine. Made it to a 7-speed automatic transmission. And that gets us 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque. Not too many changes to the Armada as we get to the front end here. We still get that beautiful front fascia, LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights. And the daytime running lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking it up. But again, just a nice looking front here. Love the big badge. Front parking sensors, I love how those are out of the way. Also, these wheels are spectacular. These are gonna be 22-inch alloy. Now we get past the keyless entry on the front 2 doors. And then our running boards are there. Illuminated kick plate. Memory seat functions, 1-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors, power door lock controls, power mirrors, and then we have power folding mirrors as well. And those have blind spot monitors in them. And I've always loved the leather there. It just feels nice, it looks real. Like the trim there as well. Bottle holder, heated steering wheel toggle, the safety sense, blind spot monitor toggle there. And then we can power that rear door on or off. Power lift gate actual button is there. Now we have a foot pedal brake still, so push it for on, push it for off. Hood release, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. We have our gauges here to toggle the trip meter as well as the brightness of the gauge cluster there. And here's our power driver's seat, and we get 2-way power lumbar support. But I love this brown interior and the black pinstriping there. It looks very good. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're about to check out the rear seat room. But I want to give a big shout out to John Roberts Nissan here in Manchester, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this Armada. So if you're looking at getting one of these Armadas, definitely make sure you check out John Roberts Nissan. And then if you want to get the best price on one in your local area, check out the link below, fill out that form, and then we'll get somebody in contact with you that's trying to give you the best price. But back here, tons of space. I love the look of the front end from back here. Seat back pockets are on both sides. And then we have 2-stage heated outboard seats here. And our automatic climate controls are there. And we can pop the storage space from back here. And then we do have the captain's chairs option. So we have the center console space here as well. So bottle holders are there. Big storage compartment here. And then there's a look at the 3rd row. But we also have storage right in here as well. So I like how that's set up. I like that we get the LED dome lights here too. Fuel cap is there. Premium's recommended but not required. And then to the back there, love those lights there. Just a beautiful back end here. And then hidden behind there is a trailer hitch, spare, exhaust. And then with the 3rd seat down, tons and tons of space here. This one has the all-weather floor mats too. Storage underneath there. First aid kit. And then we can also, I like how this is set up, so I can actually pull right side or left side up or down here, and I can fold that seat up. Of course, that seat has to be up far enough to do that, but it's also nice that we can get the seats there as well. 12 volt. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scoot these up just so I can actually show you. We can tumble the seat too, but to get that up, that's usually how you have to have it. So I can pump the seat up. It just takes a little while. And then once it's up, You can see that leg room back there. And then you can also see, so this is actually for the third row, I guess. So if you want to do it from that second row, I guess that makes sense. It's kind of weird to do that, but okay, it's whatever. So I'm going to fold this seat back up now, and then we're going to come around to the rear passenger side and then just take a quick look at how we can get this done. So basically, to get to that third row, you just pull up again, tumble the seat, and then you can get back there pretty easily. And the only big thing is just having that there. Otherwise, it'd be easy to get through the middle there. Well, let's take a quick look at this window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look. But there's the sticker price there. Fuel economy numbers. Power front passenger seat with two-way power lumbar. And then a lockable glove compartment here. Now I'm kind of excited to see for the Armada, because it's been a while since we've had a redesign. I'm thinking for 25, we might get something similar to that new QX80. So I'm excited to see the powertrain and all of that there. But there's that Endurance V8. And let's go ahead, hop in the driver's seat, take a quick look at what we have here. So, leather wrap steering wheel here. And I actually feel like the design is very nice. I love the stitching here. The subtle stitching throughout makes it look very premium. There's a horn there. Now over here to the radio, I love the display. Great graphics. We get AM, FM, XM, wireless Apple CarPlay, standard Android Auto compatibility. And then we can go to the menu here and pull up all of these options right in here. Now we do have navigation as well, so we can find a point of interest, add our home address, destination, so on and so forth. And then in our settings here, we can toggle our connections, navigation settings, sound settings, and then go in here to change your language or units of measurement. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you. You turn the steering wheel. You also have the bird's eye view with the guidelines as well. And then we have our front camera here with guidelines too. Now, audio can be adjusted here. Click that to mute it. And then we have a tune knob here. And then we also have the audio settings, so we can click, push here, and then we can pull up the bass treble, so on and so forth. Hazards are here. And then we have dual zone automatic climate controls, 3-stage heated cool front seats. The passenger side is behind that. All of your settings are in there, including the rear AC controls. You can do that as well. And then the fan speed can be adjusted here. Like the trim, like how it says Armada right there. And then hit this button here. You have a hidden wireless charging pad there, along with the 12-volt over here. And then trailer brake controller down here, USB-C, USB-A port. And then with this one having the 4-wheel drive system, there are all of your controls for that there, including the traction control. Now for the shifter, grab the lever, reverse, neutral drive, come over here to manually shift. And then we have a few shortcut buttons, including the audio menu. We'll pull that up, map, camera, and then our back button as well. Bottle holders are here. And then here we have our sunroof, manual sunshade, but here we have the one-touch roof there. We can one-touch close it as well. There's look to back from up here. And then if you want to get this center console cubby space open, pull this lever, and that gets you to the deep pocket. I think that's a removable tray there, but good space in there. Then rear camera mirror, toggle that on or off there. Garage door transmitters are right there. And then we have the menu, and we can fool with the settings there for the actual camera mirror. sunglasses holder, vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel, blinkers, high beams, flash, and then our fog lights are there. And then we do get automatic wipers, so one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity there, our rear wipers here, and then push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. And then over here, we can go through track list, radio station presets, and then over here we can go through our sub menus. And then once you're actually in there, you can use this to go through your sources in that particular menu there. But in the audio, you can go through this to go through the actual presets. Now over here, cruise controls, set the speed, Bluetooth, voice recognition, push button start. Finally, here is the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2024 Nissan Armada Platinum out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Armada, this big V8 has a pretty good track record in terms of reliability. It's also just a big motor in general, so really good for towing. But I just like how quick it is, how much power it has. It feels muscular. But also the size of the Armada is one of the reasons that people love these as well. This still feels like, so I drove a Sequoia earlier today, a 24, and that Sequoia does not feel like the outgoing Sequoia. It doesn't feel as much like a tank. This Armada feels like pretty much every other Armada before it in terms of just feeling like a strong, big, aggressive SUV. And I feel like with a name like Armada, you kind of want to keep it that way. Again, since the QX80 got its redesign, got a little slimmer, body lines look good, I'm curious as to how the Armada will adjust. But I just have a feeling that it'll still have that same feel. It won't feel like the Sequoia, where it's still big, but it doesn't feel big. Again, this still feels huge, which I like. And it still chugs a ton of gas, but again, very spacious in here, great tow capacity, and it has a presence to it, I think. Now, this has a pretty, I don't want to call it an old powertrain, but it has a more tried and true powertrain. We still have the 7-speed automatic that's been in here for a minute. Of course, we still have the 5.6 Endurance V8. And I like that it still feels clean. It's still like, it puts down so nicely without a bunch of shifts. But you still are able to get relatively good fuel economy as opposed to the older ones, just because you have a 7-speed as opposed to 5-speed. But it drives so nice. That's the best way to really describe this thing. It's a very nice driving SUV. And with this big V8, you only really hear it when you're giving it throttle. When you're cruising like this, very quiet. And the road noise is almost, you have to listen for it, honestly, even on these bigger 22-inch wheels. But if you compare this to a new Tahoe, even a new Sequoia, new Expedition, this still holds its own against the competition. Because when they did the redesign of these, it was it was so ahead of its time. He didn't even really like, it's been a good looking SUV for so long that everybody else is just kind of now catching up. But I think a really good road trip SUV if it weren't so thirsty. But again, it's a big boy, and if you're gonna be towing with it anyway, you're not really worried about that. But having this higher displacement V8 also kind of helps with that long term as well, because you're not having to push a smaller engine as hard. But I'm gonna give it just a bit of throttle getting on the interstate here, if I can. So nobody's behind me. Gonna give myself a bit of space. Here we go. So not flooring it, because this engine doesn't have too much on it, but I definitely wanted to give it a nice pull there. I'm pretty impressed by the overall power delivery. But if you're looking for one of these here in the Manchester, Tennessee area, definitely make sure you check out John Roberts Nissan. And then if you're outside of the area and you're looking for the best deal in your neck of the woods, check out the link below. Get yourself a bargain new car quote there, and we can just make sure you get the best price in your area. All you need is name, phone number, email. But I expect a redesign to come out for these. Still a pretty impressive SUV, just in terms of tech. Not having the lane centering's a tad behind. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Nissan Armada Platinum.